once again. Yes, I'm digging the vertical. I'm digging the vertical. I am basically chilling right now and just relaxing on a break. And I just wanted to have a quick little discussion with you all. I'm going to be just going to, as everybody come in, I'm going to just talk a little bit more about my content and how my content is evolving. And as more people come, as more people come in, I'll talk more about the current topic at hand, which is related to RFK, um, Robert Kennedy Jr., the son of Robert Kennedy. Everybody know about the family, the Kennedy family. They're heavy into politics. Um, we want to talk about. We're going to talk about that appointment by Trump, okay? Because that appointment to me came out of nowhere, because you don't see a lot of appointments where a Republican or a Democrat appoint someone from another party to be head of a government agency. Okay. The purpose that I'm going to talk about the Health and Human Service Department, because it's relative to me as a professional, as a business person. The Health and Human Services, they have contracts, government contracts, as it relates to people with disabilities, mental disabilities, health care, any type of community-oriented initiatives, and so on. The Health and Human Service Commission handles Medicare, Medicaid, all of the medical aspects of as far as different services and how they're carried out, the funding, payment of services can all be dictated and come from the Health and Human Services Department. Now, as I continue doing the verticals, and as I continue to talk about a variety of issues that are related to my practice, as it relates to pretty much, I'm going to talk about things that are relative to what I do every day as a professional, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. I will talk about money. I will talk about heavy on the mental health, because that's my specialty. I will talk about education that correlates to mental health. I will talk about finances. I will talk about environmental issues. I will talk about criminalistic things. I will talk about music and all aspects of American culture that affects our mental health. Um, RF Kennedy has a big job being part of the Health and Human Service Commission, because it covers a lot of things with every state in the country. Every state in the country has its own unique needs as it relates to human services. Human services relates to all aspects of services, entitlements that involve all communities in this country. There are tons of contracts that the Health and Human Services Commission approves and delivers and oversees. Myself, I've made several attempts to get certain government contracts. My most recent situation was a federal probation. Again, I appreciate you all for coming. Uh, I see that my screen is kind of frozen. I need to learn how to prevent the screen from freezing, like for real, for real. There it goes. All right, just did it. Okay, so I'm back. Appreciate it. We got 4 in the chat. We got 1 like. Let's definitely get the likes up. So I was asked the question: why do you think Trump appointed Robert F. Kennedy? The answer is, and from my perspective, um, I think he did it um, because that was a deal that was made. Okay, I think that deal also. This is my perspective. That deal was made with the Kennedy family and Trump. I think that deal also had something to do with money, had something to do with government contracts. Um, the Health and Human Services Department has all types of government, millions and millions, billions of dollars in contracts as it relates to hospitals, different facilities, the funding for those facilities, grants. I think that's definitely a financial aspect to why Trump chose him to be head of that department. There was some deals made. There was some backroom deals that were made, because it's very rare that we find a Republican president or politician, governor, or whomever, appointing someone in a certain department of the opposing political party, unless it was some type of motive behind it. There's some type of benefit that the Republican Party of Donald Trump is getting. It was not done because he felt like he was the best man for the job. Let's just stop with that. Nothing is done. And I'm going to say this, and this is a hard pill to swallow. The best man don't always get the job. The best man in many situations doesn't get the job, but the safe candidate, the candidate that they can work with, the candidate that will be easy to conform to, can adjust, the candidate that more in line with the things that they want to do. That's who gets it. So I don't necessarily understand why that's the case. I really don't. However, my position is that they made some deals. He ran for president as an independent, which I don't understand why he would do that. He ran as an independent, so it's not like Robert Kennedy was like a Dem, was a lib, even though I'm pretty sure he's pretty conservative. Pretty liberal. Come from a very liberal family. But I couldn't gather why Trump made this call. Okay. Yeah, I figured he was a Democrat at first. All the Kennedys was a Democrat at first. So I don't, and shout out to West Bank VDA. But I will personally watch how this unfolds with a great deal of interest. Number one, because it affects my business, my line of work. It affects my line of work. I've had Health and Human Service Commission contracts before. Okay? I've had those contracts. I will continue to apply for different contracts on the state level. I've never obtained any government contracts on the Fed level before. But I've had business that is affected by the Health and Human Service Commission because they fund state, they fund federal projects. So every 4 years when a president is elected, I am very there's certain departments that I watch. I watch who is the Attorney General. Okay. I also pay attention to who's the Health and Human Service Commission. I also pay attention to who's in the Department of Education. Things of that sort. Everything that is related in some way to mental health or to me personally, financially. I pay attention to that. I pay attention to that just as much as I would pay attention to who is a senator, who's a governor, who's a congressman. I pay attention to that. So I'm going to go ahead and just enjoy this good air while we talk and chop it up. And as we talk about, and I would like for people who are listening, Again, for everybody that's new to the channel, everybody that's their first time coming here, please subscribe and share and get the likes up. We got 1 like. Let's get those likes up. This is D Darrell with D Darrell Life Solutions. What's up, Doug? Doug said it doesn't seem like you know much about RFK if you don't know why he ran as the independent. I do know about RFK. Now, do I know as much as you? Probably not. He had issues. I know that he had issues with Democrats. Yeah, he had plenty, but I don't follow him because he's been irrelevant. He had I mean, to be honest with you guys, the Kennedys, outside of I forgot that one Kennedy that died, the older guy that died, one of John F. Kennedy's youngest brothers that had died years ago. He was the only one of real significance. Doug? Yeah, Ted Kennedy. Ted Kennedy was the only, from as far as in the last 30 years, he was the only one of significance. None of the Kennedys that, you know, of modern day are of any political significance. Okay? Okay, well, Biden had a, you know, well, if he had a problem with the Democrats had problems with him. Okay, so he ran as an independent. And listen, in my opinion, Doug, Robert F. Kennedy is really not that important. But I thought more importantly, the purpose of this particular discourse is to identify why did Donald Trump appoint Robert F. Kennedy. That's, to me, the issue that we need to discuss. So I would like you, Doug, shout out to Sean McGinnis, shout out to West Bank. Can you all tell me the reasons you think Donald Trump appointed Robert F. Kennedy as head of Human Service Commission? Because let's be honest, and I'm gonna say this, and this is a department that I talk about, that I follow, and it relates to my business. It's not one of the more important departments. Okay, we're not talking about education. We're not talking about defense. We're not talking about those things. The Health and Human Service Commission is a I think that there are other departments who are far more department. We're not talking about things dealing with the economy here. We're not talking about the Surgeon General and other different government agencies that he will be appointing. As a matter of fact, we're not even talking about like justices and judges. Very few people. Oh, damn! Hold on. Very few people talk about the Health and Human Service Department. They don't. We're actually talking about dealing with immigration. Things of that sort. We're not talking about the Health and Human Service Commission. So no, I don't know who was that. Who was the last? I have no idea who was the last. Damn, that's a good question. Who was the last Health and Human? Is actually HHS, Health and Human Services Department. I can't even recite at this point the name of the previous person. I remember who it was, but I don't remember the name. It evades me at this point. But nevertheless, he appointed who he wanted to appoint. He appointed, I guess you all would say, according to Doug, a problem child of the Democratic Party. I guess he's a problem child. Xavier Becerra. Like, who knew who the hell Xavier Becerra was? I remember Janet Napolitano or whatever. I remember that. I remember her. She did a great job when she was under Barack Obama. I followed her with great interest. Okay? So no one really cares. Or should we care more? That's the issue. Should we care more about who is head of the Health and Human Services Department? I care as much as I can. I care as it relates to me because it goes in line. I mean, there's a lot of government grants that the Health and Human Services gives out. There's a lot of government contracts. The way the Health and Human Services funds a lot of state level and federal level projects that relates to healthcare, mental health, disabilities, various types of facilities, you know, things of that sort. They fund a lot of that. Damn, I'm sorry about this camera, guys. Okay, they fund it. Click McClick, shout out to you. Said a big care. I big care, and I voted Trump. And I don't really like RFK, but I think it's awesome he was nominated. Okay, if you care, that's great. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only reason why we're really hearing about RFK is because of RFK being a Democrat that ran as an independent. I don't know why he wasted his time. I promise you guys, we will not hear a lot about RFK. We're not going to hear. We're not. They say you should care more about all of it, but people just want to hear their own echo chamber. I care enough as it relates to my business and as my profession. But there are far more I would say pressing issues. I'm more concerned about who's going to be the Attorney General. I'm more concerned about who's going to be the head of defense, the defense secretary. I'm more concerned about that. I don't think he will, West Bank. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think RFK will be a major player in 2020. I don't think he has a chance in hell to be elected. I don't. All right, I'm going to say this, Doug. RFK is actually 70 years old. So I'm going to think he put about 40, 50 years of his life in public service. Okay? Doug, if he ain't doing it by now at the age of 70, I don't want to hear about him I don't want another old ass president. Let me excuse my French. I don't want another old 75, 70 plus president. He's 70 years old right now, Doug. Click McClick thinks that the defense secretary is meaningless. I don't agree with that. A defense secretary is very powerful. I don't agree with that. Especially right now when we have wars going on in the Middle East and with Arabic countries and so on. And we're funding the war we're funding the war with the Ukraine and Russia. No. West Bank, yeah, we have wars, exactly, Click. We got plenty of wars. I don't know what everybody's talking about. Yes, Doug, I read your comments. I'm not talking about president. I'm addressing the current position and topic. I didn't say anything about president. Oh, well, you said, oh, I'm sorry, I read the wrong. I was reading West Bank, Doug. West Bank was saying that RFK Jr. will claim the presidency in 28. So that's what I was referencing, Doug. That's what I was referencing. Ukraine already lost. Well, if that's what you think, I don't know. That will be an ongoing issue. I don't think that RFK Jr. will be president. I don't think he'll be even nominated by the Democratic Party. I don't think he got a chance. That position that he's taken, to me, does nothing for his career. Absolutely nothing. That's my position. It does nothing for his career. It's not putting him as far as upper echelon of appointees. Donald Trump has more people to elect and appoint. So we're going to be very, very I'm gonna be very, very enthusiastic about seeing who these new people will be and how they will function. Now, we already know, guys. We already know how Trump functioned in his previous administration. We all know all these people that he elected that left for various reasons. And the reason why they left is because they knew he was up to no good. They knew he was doing crooked stuff. They knew he was doing criminal things. Now, I know we got a lot of, Trump apologists in here. We got plenty of Trump apologists that, Donald Trump can do no wrong. Donald Trump can do no wrong, right? It's starting to drizzle a little bit, so I'm going to get back in the car. A lot of you all feel Donald Trump can do no wrong. But really, Donald Trump can do all wrong. He has done wrong. Okay? And I also understand that there are a lot of Trump supporters here. And I'm glad that you come on. I will be doing some live streams via StreamYard, in which a lot of my new people that are watching me, we've been up to 100 watching. We got 3 likes. Let's get the likes up. I will hope that when I go live, I will open this won't be a vertical stream, but it will be a stream where I will open up the panel for those that want to give their political opinions. They are greatly welcome. I may not agree with anything you state, but I will respect what you will talk about and allow you to express yourself in whatever way you see fit. Okay? Now, Tom Graves says, has done wrong, got caught, convictions and charges brought forward. People still voted for him. Yes, they did. And you shaking your head. You shouldn't shake your head, Tom Graves. They don't give a damn. The American people have shown that they really don't. Look, even in this chat has people who don't really give a damn that Trump was convicted of 32 felonies, different felony convictions. They care less. They care less. And to me, I can't tell them not to. Now, I do. I care. But if they don't care, they don't care. If you want to vote for a man who's incompetent, that's your choice. You want to vote for a man who commit crimes, who will commit more crimes. He's about to, get rid of all of those felonies. All of that will be wiped clean from his record. Okay? Doug says that RFK is one of the few Trump picks for this cabinet I support. I'm going to reserve my opinion. I'm going to reserve my opinion about the cabinet until he completes it. Okay? So you're not going to hear me talk in great deal about the cabinet until probably the middle end of January, early February. I'm going to just sit back. I'm going to see who he decides to appoint, who accepts, and let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. I will watch it with great interest. Okay? So he makes this decision. I don't think to my knowledge, Trump will pick a former Democrat or a independent or whomever, potentially, to operate and be head of a governmental department. Again, unless he's making a compromise or unless he made some backroom deals. I'll give you this if you give me that. That's how I feel about it. You all can tell me what you think. That's my perspective. I don't think that Trump is going to have several non-Republican appointees. Okay, right now we got 76 in the chat. We got 4 likes. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Click McClick says first 6 months. Okay, you're gonna go to first 6 months. As far as me speaking on the cabinet, I'm gonna wait till probably February, into January, early February, because he's gonna get in office in January. So he's gonna get sworn in again and all that good stuff, and he's gonna have all this celebration and all these different things. He's back in office. He's back as the president. Right now, he's president-elect. Biden will go away peacefully, and that's that. Click McClick said, "I'll get you a like." Click McClick states, Elon Musk is incompetent. I don't think Elon Musk is incompetent. I think Elon Musk has views that are kind of weird. I think Elon Musk has, he's capitalizing. Look how much money he made off of Trump winning. Look how much money he invests. He was giving people, he was doing like, what, $1 million a day? Or something like that, getting people to vote and say they support him. And then after the election was over with, he was worth an extra $20 billion? Really? But that's incompetence? Okay. Hey, if you don't like Eli, I don't care about, Elon or whatever, Elon Musk or whatever, how you pronounce his name. I don't like him either. He's an Afrikaner. And that says enough. Saying Elon Musk doesn't need money. He's the country's #1 taxpayer. Okay. And you know what? He's going to do everything he can to maintain that status of the #1 taxpayer. Okay? He's going to make sure he wants to remain that way. So we got 116 here, man. This channel is rocking, man. I appreciate you all, man. The vertical is definitely it. The vertical is definitely it. Okay? So everybody has their own motives. Everybody has things that they want. Look, I'll be honest. If I was appointed something, I want to make sure, hey, how's this going to benefit me? I supported a YouTuber in the manosphere adjacent sectors who ran for state representative in the state of Georgia. He didn't win. He lost by 5,000 votes. But I made an investment. And if he would have won, I wanted to make sure that, my candidate who won would be of a benefit to me. And that he would, do the things that he advertised that he would do running and campaigning for that office. Click McClick said he doesn't buy things. He doesn't even own a house. Money is not important to Musk at this point. And I appreciate him bringing free speech back. Okay. So you're appreciating a South African, an Afrikaner who probably family and got access to capital off the backs of South Africans being the minority. who probably believes in apartheid. I don't know about that click McClick, but that's what you feel. Hey, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. You're welcome to it. But Trump made a kind of unorthodox move, I would think. I know a lot about South Africa. South Africa is more complicated than you understand. You don't know what I understand about South Africa. So that to make that opinion, you don't know me well enough. You don't know my stance on African politics, period, which I know a great deal about African politics throughout the whole continent. So I'll just just let that go. So it's a 450-year-old country. Tanzania is the real name of what South Africa should be named. That is the 450. That whole name of South Africa is of European consequence. Okay, that is not the borders, the true borders. Matter of fact, all of Africa is not true borders. Okay. It doesn't matter if the Zulu want the Bantu out. And all the Afrikaners want all the blacks, all of the blacks and colors out too. So what's the difference? Who doesn't want certain people out? One of the biggest problems with Africa now is tribal conflicts. I get what you're saying, but that's not the problem. The problem is that African countries have poor infrastructure. And they're allowing corporations and other countries to come in their country and rape them of their resources with getting little in return. That's the problem with South Africa. That's the problem with Namibia. That's the problem with Kenya. That's the problem with Nigeria. The problem with a lot of countries, except for the Sahel states, except for Chad, Niger, and Burkina Faso. They're changing the game right now. People mad at Joseph Molina and the EFF for having legislation to get their land back. Oh, I know a great deal about South Africa, my dear, or my brother. Oh, Burkina Faso, is on the up and up. All hail to Ibrahim Traore. But let's get back to American politics, and then I'm gonna get out of here for a little bit. But I like chopping it up with you all about politics. I love chopping it up with you all about the things that's going on, particularly this current topic. This is the first time I've ever did 2 live streams in a day. This won't happen a lot. I think doing 1 video a day is good enough for me. But let's see how RFK functions in this role. Let's see how he can use this as a stepping stone to something else. Let's see how, if he'll run again in 2028. Let's see he's going to maintain being an independent, or will he go back to the Democratic Party? We don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But more importantly, this is one of a few appointments. He has plenty more to announce. He's doing his research. He's interviewing people. He's coming up, making decisions. Let's see what happens with that. Let's see what happens. So that's where I'm at. So tomorrow, guys, yeah, I know when I do verticals, I basically do verticals that's about somewhere around 40-45 minutes. I don't like doing long verticals unless I'm tagging you on somewhere, but I like to kind of keep them to less than an hour. And one of the reasons why I want to keep them less than an hour because I think shorter videos have better replay effect. They're more effective. They're more, I think more people are willing to watch shorter live streams than long ones because you got to go, you don't want something where you got 4 hours of talking and they're trying to, see where the timestamps are and they're fast forwarding to understand what's going on. So I kind of like doing this style right now. So McClick states the AOC says the Dems are rudderless. Okay, I guess. Look, the Democrats need to revamp the party line. The old guard needs to go. They become too liberal. They need to go back to the middle. They need to quit trying to advocate for certain things that Americans don't really care about. Okay? Nobody really cares at whole about immigration unless they're keeping people out the country. Nobody's caring about the them and they and the LGBT advocacy. Most Americans, what people care about is economy. They care about healthcare. They care about infrastructure. They care about entitlements. They care about Social Security, taxes. They care about national security. They care about trade. I get it, Click. You feel like they don't have a leader to push forward. I get it. We'll see. Listen, the Democrats were in a similar position in the 80s. And then they got Clinton elected in 92. So we've been there before, okay? My position is, at this point, the Democrats should focus on the midterm elections coming up in 2 years, okay? And taking back the Senate and the House. That should be the number one concern for the Democrats. Retooling, okay? Go back to the drawing board and highlighting at least 5 to 8 potential presidential candidates for 2028. Strong candidates, not know anything. Not know anybody. Tom Graver said, I care about moral integrity. Lobbying should be illegal. Citizens United needs to be overturned. That's not happening. I feel what you're saying, Tom, but those things, what you want is very idealistic and is not going to get overturned because there's so many people who are capitalizing financially from the lobbyists. That's not changing. They did it in Maine. That's Maine. We're talking about the whole country. We're talking about the whole country. We're not talking about Maine. So, guys, I like you all. For anybody watching, please subscribe, share the video. If you're new to the channel, share the video definitely. Just get the likes up. But more importantly, guys, I like you all to leave comments in the comment section. If being those that are not in the chat that are watching from the clouds, this is a very interesting move that Trump made. Now I want to see what the aftermath. Will RFK even stay 4 years? Will the Democrats, reel him back in and give him something else to do? Politics is a dirty game, but politics is a very tricky game. Very, very tricky. So So, guys, I want to appreciate you all for being here. I appreciate you all for supporting me, guys. Again, guys, you can subscribe to D-Derail Life Solutions, where I talk about mental health. I talk about education. I talk about the economy. I talk about business, entrepreneurship. And yes, I talk about politics. I talk about all things that make up my day as a professional. If it's relatable, I'm going to talk about it. And what I like about, seems like I have a very educated, very politically astute group of people who are watching my channel right now. So you're going to see more of me having these discussions. Y'all have a great day. Peace.